Hello, I'm Nenshad Bardoliwalla, Chief Product Officer at DataRobot. We just heard about the incredible opportunities that AI is unlocking for every business and every market in the world. Now, we'll turn our attention to all of the opportunities that can be yours today. For the next 25 minutes, we'll be exploring the details of DataRobot's AI Cloud, including new capabilities and enhancements just coming to market now. As Debanjan discussed, AI solutions must evolve to deliver tangible business results, while also being trusted by the enterprise. These are the exact goals driving our strategy for AI Cloud. We see AI Cloud as a new model for every enterprise. AI Cloud is how you extend AI as an essential part of every application, your existing enterprise applications, and your custom-built apps. How you integrate AI with your business-critical services, apps, and workflows, bringing greater intelligence into all of your core business decisions. And how you make your entire business more intelligent and give your frontline business users the insights they need to make the biggest impact. AI Cloud is architected to bring together the broadest set of data: text and visual, time series, geospatial, relational data, and more. Increasingly, this data is distributed across multiple clouds, in the data center and at the edge. So it's essential that AI Cloud is built on multi-cloud principles natively, with the flexibility to deploy AI Cloud wherever you choose, co-located with your data and applications, and all managed and operated centrally. DataRobot AI Cloud is one of the most widely deployed, most trusted AI platforms in the market, developed through over a decade of innovation and based on the success we've had supporting nearly 1,000 leading businesses around the world. And today, we'll explore how this platform is getting even stronger. And the best part is, everything we're showing you today is available now or coming soon, so you can get started immediately. We'll start by looking at how AI Cloud can help you deliver stronger, more powerful business results while engaging with a broader range of users. To help me do this, I'd like to invite Jillian Schwepp, Director of Product Management at DataRobot, to join me.
Thanks, Nenshad. It's great to be here.
It's great to have you here, Jillian. AI Cloud is built specifically to bring together all users in a single platform, ensuring the needs of the business are represented alongside deep data science expertise. And IT operations, governance, and regulation are addressed from the start. This ubiquity also brings together diverse perspectives that drive a higher standard of ethics and fairness.
And our audience may know us as the easy-to-use AI company, but we have a rich history of APIs and solutions for data scientists who love to code. And over the past year, we've significantly expanded our code-first capabilities, adding things like composable ML, code-centric data pipelines, and we introduced our code-first development environment.
Today, we're previewing the next step with code-first notebooks, integrated with DataRobot AI Cloud. This brings together our capabilities from XEPL, fully integrated into the DataRobot AI Cloud platform, so that you can choose whether you want to click or you want to code. It's totally up to you.
Let's take a look at the notebook environment, now integrated, and DataRobot AI Cloud. This is a development space purpose-built for data scientists. Data scientists want to be able to choose how they interact with DataRobot. You can now see that notebooks are a first-class citizen in our user experience, fully available inside the system. I have access to all of the tools and resources that I would need as a data scientist. The notebook allows you not only to write code in Panda, scikit-learn, and NumPy, but also use the DataRobot API. And you can mix and match these methods. I have the choice between all of these. You can see that we have this notebook available in Python runtime, and you can easily add new cells with syntax highlighting, and it's all available embedded inside the DataRobot environment. We often see data scientists using notebooks for exploratory purposes. They want to be able to profile the data and explore different interactions. And having the ability to go back and forth is a really important thing. For example, you're working with a pandas data frame that you know and love. After you've explored it, you can go ahead and use DataRobot's feature discovery and pass this data frame into DataRobot with one line of code and get the full power of AutoML. So post-exploration, just fire it off into DataRobot. But another way we see users using this notebook is to bring their own custom model or pipeline into DataRobot to deploy with MLOps. So I just mentioned using the notebook as an exploratory tool to then use DataRobot's feature discovery and AutoML. However, sometimes I like to write my own code in TensorFlow, and with the embedded notebook, I have the full power of the platform and can leverage the user model hooks. I can take complete advantage of the governed deployment capabilities and deploy my own model and get all of the advantages of MLOps. There's my AML predictor model. I'll click on it and see that it's active. So with the DataRobot notebook, I can spin up compute resources easily so that I can focus on my core job and explore data for use with AutoML or bring my own model to use with MLOps, all fully supported with collaboration with my teammates.
You can see how we've extended the power of AI Cloud for the expert data scientist, giving them the tools they need to be successful and the flexibility they need to bring their expertise to the enterprise. Another key team we need to engage is the frontline business user.
And often we find a gap between the predictions generated by AI and the application of AI to business issues and decisions. Closing this gap is essential to making the biggest business impact.
Last year, we introduced no-code AI apps, enabling any business to extend the power of AI to the business users. This allows me to rapidly build an application that takes complex data science predictions and put them in a business language with zero coding. At the end of the day, this model has to make sense to the business user. Since then, we've been significantly expanding its capabilities, adding an integration with our leading time series capabilities, which brings powerful forecasting capabilities right into the hands of the business users in your organization, giving them predictive applications that can analyze even the fastest changing markets.
Today, we're making this even more powerful by adding geospatial data to AI apps. You can rapidly build custom predictive business apps, now integrating geospatial data and no-code AI apps. You can deliver unique insights by geography and markets for targeted business decisions. The power of AI for business users, zero coding. Let's jump in and see the power of no-code AI apps. Here's a model that's in production, but I want to translate the predictions from this model into clear business actions that my users can follow. We want to close the gap between data science and the business. So let's expose this to my business users in the form of an app. Just by dragging and dropping, I can build a sophisticated app. Now, we know that when we take a regular machine learning model and augment that with time series data, that model becomes more accurate and more reliable. The same exact thing holds true when we augment our models with geography. Here, I'll analyze geography by simply selecting a location on the map, or I can customize the app with specific location data. We also have integrated time series capabilities, things like forecasting down to the SKU level across thousands of items in stores. This allows you to forecast a range of factors, and best of all, it's completely explainable. That helps our business users consume and use AI. Real estate is all about location, 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 right? We can create a real estate application and apply geospatial analysis to see if there are other insights about location that our business users can take away. With no-code AI apps, the power of AI is now in the hands of anyone that can use it to create powerful, predictive applications. And most incredibly, we didn't write a single line of code.
Let's talk a little about how we can help analytics teams drive business outcomes by helping them access best practices and assets for their top use cases.
Last year, we introduced a new Solution Accelerator program to help every business move fast and make AI pervasive across their organization, driving business outcomes. Solution accelerators are based on a decade of expertise, helping over 1,000 customers around the world drive AI success. We focused first on more than 150 use cases with dozens of notebooks, integrations, and assets to move quickly from concept to deployment, with a focus on the top priorities for industries like financial services, healthcare, retail, and manufacturing. Today, we're announcing the next generation of solution accelerators. We're expanding to deliver, adding a new range of assets, things like deployment guides, execution templates, sample code, even notebooks, configurations for autopilots, and even synthetic data to help each of you accelerate your path to AI success. This next step in solution accelerators extends far beyond best practices to give you a tangible way of executing across real use cases. This is DataRobot's Solution Accelerator portfolio. I can choose from a range of customer-validated assets to help me get from concept to deployment in a few clicks. This is really valuable. I'm jumping in almost immediately to solving my problem instead of debugging. Let's check out an application. In a few clicks, I'll get an app designed to detect anti-money laundering behavior up and running. That app will let us modify data, generate predictions, and so much more. But how do I build it? In one click, I have access to code for every step, end to end, in a single DataRobot notebook. There's code to set up my environment and data, to fit and score the full suite of DataRobot models, and generate predictions in real time and export those predictions to a location of my choosing, like Snowflake, an S3 bucket, or an app. I can deploy this directly into DataRobot's AI Cloud, moving from concept to deployments and production in a few clicks. Look for us to continually expand our solution accelerator assets over the year.
Bias and ethics is one of the most important topics for every business. In fact, preventing bias in AI is a business imperative. Changing market dynamics are elevating the need for stronger standards for ethics and bias.
In our own studies, we're seeing that more than 1/3 of organizations reported a direct business impact due to an occurrence of bias in their AI deployments, from lost revenue to lost customers, lost employees, or legal fees and damaged reputations. This is unacceptable. With our Bias and Fairness Suite, DataRobot has already set the standard for capabilities that manage bias and ensure that every model reinforces the highest ethical standard. But today, we're taking it even further with bias mitigation. We're delivering a new capability that allows you to make your models more fair. It can be applied automatically to help ensure fair outcomes for individuals in your data. Bias mitigation allows you to prevent issues before they surface and cause harm. We've all heard stories about machine learning models being deployed only for them to cause harm due to bias. At DataRobot, we empower businesses to be aware of and take control of bias with our bias and fairness tools. In this anti-money laundering example, we're predicting whether someone's account has suspicious activity. So let's select a model and use DataRobot's bias and fairness tool to see if it's biased. We see that this model is biased towards women. If it were to be deployed, it would perpetuate harm. Using bias mitigation, we can correct the model and make it behave more fairly before moving to production. We'll make this model behave more fairly towards women. Now, let's take a look at the bias mitigated model. We can see that this model is much more fair. With DataRobot bias mitigation, you have the tools available to avoid biased machine learning behavior. This helps you give the confidence to deploy your models and translate your predictions into actions.
We've seen how AI Cloud allows you to embrace all users by giving business users and data scientists purpose-built tools and resources to reach their goals.
We've expanded our model for solution accelerators to help businesses get started with AI fast and apply AI to key use cases. We're also seeing how every business can drive out bias and reinforce ethics, protecting the business and communities.
This is a great example of how we're pushing the limits of how AI can become even more aligned to the needs of every business, while engaging every team across the AI lifecycle. Thank you, Jillian.
Thanks, Nenshad.
Let's shift gears and explore how AI Cloud can help you deliver AI that is robust in deployment and can support the operational needs of every enterprise. To help me with that, I'd like to invite Brian Bell, Senior Director of MLOps Product Management, to join me.
Thanks for inviting me, Nenshad.
Great to have you here, Brian. Across the board, as AI becomes more mission critical, we're seeing demands that AI be better managed and that this management focus more on proven enterprise operations.
That's exactly right. We're seeing our customers put really strong process in place to manage all steps of the AI lifecycle. These guardrails that they're putting in ensure that all the models that they deliver are compliant, accurate, and performant before they go to production. We're also seeing a noticeable increase in the regulatory requirements for AI across multiple industries, especially when it comes to financial services, pharma, and healthcare.
DataRobot has a long history of MLOps capabilities that are amazing for managing drift and ensuring the accuracy of models. We've extended the value of our automated machine learning capabilities to perform automated retraining, deliver challenger and champion models for any model, even those that are built outside of the DataRobot platform. But the operational needs of customers are evolving as AI becomes mission critical. To go deeper into the enterprise, we need to expand our thinking of operations. And with the acquisition of Algorithmia, on top of the very strong base we already have, we're doing just that.
AI platforms today need to operate as a fully open system, integrating and interoperating with a broad variety of tools and services. So we're expanding the ops side of our platform this year. We're focused on delivering complete enterprise operations for all parts of the model lifecycle. This means opening up the platform with even more API support and continuing to support IT that we know is deeply involved in every model delivered to production. This might mean taking DataRobot and connecting it to third-party and edge platforms to deliver compliance docs for models living in other clouds. This might mean connecting DataRobot to your SCM or source control management systems of record like GitHub, ensuring that machine learning is reproducible and making sure that there is an audit history of what changes were made. It also means making sure that your machine learning process is logged in your log system of record, whether that be something like Sumo Logic, Splunk, or Datadog. That way you have the audit trail and you can quickly find any errors happening in production. Let's not forget ticketing systems like Zendesk or Jira, where governance workflows can make sure that model risk management is shifted left and brought in early.
As AI expands, every business will increasingly have models deployed in a range of public clouds, within data clouds, on edge appliances, and connected to specific applications. DataRobot gives you the unprecedented freedom to deploy your models anywhere, to co-locate your models with your applications and data while managing them centrally with proven governance and security. With over 4 years of innovation invested in our agent technology, DataRobot can uniquely support the increasingly distributed needs of enterprises. We can even support complex use cases where models are interacting across a range of services. But all of this is supported throughout with the security and governance of your current systems. Today, we're expanding this capability with the introduction of management agents for remote deployments.
We see our customers' needs to manage their models anywhere and everywhere they might be. That might mean inside of DataRobot's world-class serving platform. It also might mean models that are co-located with applications and other clouds, on the edge, or even on-premise. These models distributed across the organization must be managed from one central place that all AI operators can use. DataRobot's focus on letting you manage models elsewhere lets your team focus on delivering value through AI, not wondering how to connect to all these different areas and manage their models. This remote management technology also extends to our integrations with Snowflake. Today, DataRobot lets you deploy models directly into a Snowflake embedded function, letting you take advantage of your already existing Snowflake credits to deploy a model and then do predictions at any time. This is the latest step in our relationship with Snowflake and one of many as we work together. Bringing DataRobot models to the production data means that you have enhanced security. It means that your scoring data never needs to leave your warehouse. In addition, you can use any existing workflows that you have that link into Snowflake and then add machine learning to them. And then finally, from a governance perspective, you can use all of the compliance and roles inside Snowflake that you already have to again ensure that data is secure. Stay tuned for more exciting news as we work together with one of our longest and most strategic partners.
Let's shift gears and talk about how AI and DevOps are coming together to deliver enterprise-grade ML under proven DevOps principles. This model helps data scientists and ML engineers create an iterative loop, checking out code, iterating that code, testing the code, and aligning to business goals, ultimately producing new artifacts.
Today, we're previewing an expansion of our CI/CD capabilities with new support for GitHub Actions. This will help teams easily automate ML workflows to your existing CI/CD interface. This is part of our overall expanded effort this year to ensure that DataRobot AI Cloud is a super open platform, integrating with the tools you already have and the business best practices you already have throughout the enterprise. You'll be able to use DataRobot's automated CI/CD to train new models on demand, to prepare test data inside of the pipeline, or actually verify model performance over time. Let's see how this would work inside the product. We're adding new plug-and-play GitHub actions that can be easily triggered based on any event inside your GitHub repo. When a data scientist creates a PR with a new model version, DataRobot will automatically prepare testing data, perform a new CI build or container with all dependencies, and then verify that the model works as expected in different situations. Then DataRobot can easily deploy this candidate model as a challenger on your existing deployment to check that its performance is in line and make sure that your most recent predictions and actuals score well there. You can also integrate with DataRobot's governance workflows and your ticketing system. That means that from GitHub, you can generate a request for approval that brings model risk management directly into the loop. By supporting proven models for software development, DataRobot empowers your team to bring AI to production even faster. This will help your team operate more efficiently with more consistent levels of quality. This will also drive clarity for how your team should collaborate and operate together, from data scientists and ML engineers to model risk management and IT.
Compliance has emerged as an essential topic for all businesses, but especially for highly regulated industries like financial services, pharmaceuticals, and the like. DataRobot is known for rapid, accurate compliance documentation. Manual effort to generate compliance documentation is enormous. It can take weeks to build one set of documentation for just a single model. And customers have reduced their compliance documentation times by 60 to 70% over their traditional manual practices. This automates the model introspection process and allows organizations to get their models into production quicker.
As the use of AI grows, we see that our customers will expand from their current model footprint to maybe 10x. This means if they have tens of models, they could easily move into hundreds or even thousands. And managing compliance and documentation for those models through a manual process or through managing multiple diverse processes for different frameworks or across platforms becomes an unsurmountable burden for all. That's why we're extending our leading compliance documentation capabilities to provide documentation for all models in the enterprise. Now you can satisfy your compliance needs with speed and consistency every time. DataRobot lets you generate rapid, unified compliance documentation with a single click. From our model registry, you can view all of your models, no matter whether they're external to DataRobot or internal, and then you can find all the tools you need to generate compliance documentation. Our registry stores these documents over time to help you govern your models, enabling you to retrain and create new versions and reference all the old documentation as you update your model. The demand for AI compliance is at an all-time high, especially for regulated industries, as you mentioned, Nenshad. This means financial services, pharma, and healthcare can jump in and use DataRobot's automated compliance docs to speed up their processes. You're going to want your teams and your data scientists, who are valuable and have really important use cases to solve, to be putting more models into deployment, not spending countless hours navigating compliance on use cases they've already delivered. With DataRobot MLOps, we can shorten this documentation process to just a few hours. Our compliance docs are model and framework agnostic. That means we support any model. Are you building a model in Python or R? It doesn't matter, we support it. Are you running your model in SageMaker AWS or Azure or Databricks? We support that too. Just register your custom models or DataRobot built models inside of our model registry, where they can be governed, and then with a few clicks, you can get standardized insights and governance docs for all of them. This includes a long list of DataRobot's proprietary feature impact, partial dependence, and documentation insights that can help you meet your regulators halfway and impress model risk management.
You can see how we've significantly expanded from our leading MLOps capabilities to an expanded operations platform that meets the needs for the enterprise and is open to a broad ecosystem of tools, services, and solutions.
We've also focused a lot on embedding proven DevOps principles deep into the workflow for using DataRobot so that you can build AI with confidence. Our newly expanded CI/CD capabilities and compliance documentation will help make your teams more consistent, more efficient, and more effective as you operate your models in production.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate you taking us through how AI Cloud is expanding this key area of enterprise trust.
Thanks a lot, Nenshad.
AI Cloud is evolving to deliver on the next era of AI. We're delivering more powerful business results. We're ensuring that AI is trusted by the enterprise. And all of these capabilities are available now or coming soon. All of you can start making this impact today. Thank you to Jillian and Brian for bringing these new innovations to life. Each of these topics you see on your screen will be explored in greater detail in our technical sessions and in our DataRobot University training resources. Thank you all for joining us today. We're excited to see what you achieve as we take this next step forward together.